the single most significant development, decision, statistic that highlights where we are on this day, today, in the global fight against HIV/AIDS. And we'll go by first name basis here to formalize the conversation. So Julian, let me start with you.
Can I say two statistics?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
I've already lost control of the conversation.
I think 4 million on treatment, but 2.7 million new infections. We've got to focus on prevention so that we can really master this disease.
So bottom line for you on this World AIDS Day is prevention, demonstrated by those statistics.
Second, and one is the other number. Because I think Melina reminded us that this is individuals with individual rights. These are individual patients. We've got to make sure that we always remember that. We're dealing with individuals, human beings.
Person by person, that's right. Joanne, you come up with this stuff.
I would say, for me, not necessarily the statistic, but the approach, integration. I think to me that is every success case that you talk about, that you hear about, that we've heard about today, talks about integrating food, nutrition, systems, robustness of health systems, integrating, working with different partners, integrating their programs together in order for us to have that healthy individual that is going to continue to support economic growth and development in the country. So for me, I think the key phrase here is integration. Success is all about integration. Scaling up is all about integration.
Valdina, what do you think?
Okay, we cannot take it for granted. We must say that we are very grateful that something is being done, because before the ARTs were brought up, actually so many people died. So we must say that we're very happy that something has been done, but still there is a lot more to be done. So in this case, we are only requesting that we scale up on the issue of nutrition. Yeah.
So for you, you're focusing on the gap between what's available and the need, and the nutritional connection as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think that for me, along with Joy's kind of sidestepping a statistic specifically, is the shared responsibility. We have 4 million people on care now, but we're looking at a 9 million person deficit for universal coverage. We will only obtain that through a shared responsibility, and that means changing the dialogue to look at unmet need and who can converge resources to try to narrow that gap.
Now, changing the dialogue, explain what you mean by that.
Well, I think that over the last really 20 plus years, there have been numerous attempts to respond to the epidemic, both in prevention and treatment. But it has mostly been a single organization, a bilateral activity. Our Global Fund kind of epiphany was one of the first attempts to try to create an aggregation of resources that were made available to resource-poor settings. It's that philosophy that needs to be amplified now for us to be able to really close that gap. We will not be able to do this through bilateral efforts alone.
Sean, the single most significant for you, development, decision, number, statistic.
I'll go for some words, also not for statistics. I mean, everyone here in the audience is familiar with the statistics. As I was traveling here for World AIDS Day, I was really reflecting on the past AIDS days of the 2000s, and we listened to Jean earlier. So, to me, the key word is progress and thus hope. Let's just remember where we were just 5 years ago, at the time of the Bangkok International Conference. So I'm conscious of the gap, I'm conscious of the challenges. I know where we are, but I think we've made extraordinary progress, and that generates tremendous hope. So together with progress, let me just articulate one or two other keywords. One is demonstration of feasibility. We heard Jean We heard Jacques Lou when he compared where he felt he was in 2009 as compared with the early 2000s. In those days, and that's not long ago, maybe World AIDS Day 6 or 7 years ago, people were saying drugs are too expensive, treatment is not cost effective, we don't have the systems, we don't know whether patients will be compliant to the treatment. If we hurry too much with scaling up treatment, we will generate resistance. None of that has proven to be true. And I would like to, that we sort of celebrate together that demonstration of feasibility, which is the result of a collective effort. So demonstration of feasibility, and then 2 more words. One is collective. It's a collective effort. It took the efforts of all nations together, the countries themselves, the donors, the effort of the public sector, the private sector, the mobilization of the civil society, and primarily the mobilization of the people with the diseases who can be so strong advocates as we heard. So, and finally, the 4th word will be gap. So progress and hope, feasibility, collective effort, and gap and challenges that we now have to face.